Thank you guys for joining me on our first episode of Eastside Hockey Manager. I'm pretty excited to do this because I haven't seen a lot of Eastside Hockey Manager GMs, and I've been playing the game a lot. I really enjoy it, and I thought, why not try and bring it to you guys? And I couldn't get the aspect ratio to go full screen, so you will be noticing that I did try and find hockey wallpaper to fit on both sides, so you have that Columbus layout behind, so it's not just standard black bars, because this isn't prison. Who wants to look at black bars? So I tried to give you guys something that matched Columbus, the Blue Jackets, their sort of colors, because that's who I'm choosing. And so let's jump into this. We're going to go into new career game. Excuse me while I have to cough a little bit. Oh, there we go. And I have the latest rosters updated, and so we're going to choose those. Now, some of you guys may need to give me tips because I am not a Eastside Hockey Manager guru. Like I said, I've played the game a lot. I have over a day played on it. I have gone through multiple seasons, but I don't know all the ins and outs, so if you guys would bear with me, and hopefully you guys can help me out too. I'm going to add key staff for other teams. Let me know if this is good or bad. I'm going to put it on because it allows the option to add any missing people, and so I'm just going to throw that in there. If it's bad, let me know, and hopefully we can change it. So we're going to go into that. That should be good to go. Just loading up everything else. Like I said, this is a phenomenal game. I think it's one of the best simming options for NHL, even compared to the NHL series, because you can watch the games. It's so cool. You can watch it live, and I really like it. So I hope you guys have fun with this. It seems like there's a demand because a lot of people play it. When I was tweeting about my Capitals, a lot of people were tweeting me about it, saying they enjoy the game. So I thought, let's try and give this a shot. I have the means to do it, so let's do it. So we're going to take a look. We're going to choose Columbus. There they are. The Blue Jackets, passionate fan base, Metropolitan Division, Eastern Conference. Top facilities, they are rich, good to know, and they were founded in 1997. So we're going to change, of course, naturally, we're going to change some things. Hopefully you guys don't hear too much of the clicking. If you do, I apologize for your listening experience. And why isn't... Can we get the name? Oh, there we go. We're going to go Sully... And then we'll go on tap. On tap. Nationality, we will choose American. If I can think and find this. Secondary nationality, I was born in Germany. Might as well throw that on there for kicks and giggles. Germany. Date of birth, we can leave it as is because I don't think years really matter. If they do, I'll go like 83. That's not actually my birthday, but whatever. Past experience, automatic. And so like I said, I hope this picks the team. We'll go over their roster, but we'll go over their roster after we get through this page real quickly. That's it. Yep, I'm the only one playing. And then we'll call this YouTube Jackets. And we should be ready to go. Okay, so here we are. Get through this home screen. Yada, yada, yada. Screen has links to your team. You can take history, world, all that stuff. Okay, so first things first, there's not going to be any simming done in this. And the salary cap is 69. First things first, I'm the realist, no pun intended. We have to look at Columbus has 63 available, and I sort of went through their roster, and there are some things just in their NHL roster I am not a fan of. We go to their contracts, check real quickly. Here's the thing with their roster as it is. They have some pieces. There's no denying Bobrovsky's one of the best goaltenders in the league. The problem is after that, David Clarkson, 5.2. I mean, and he's considered a depth player. Let's go to his stats. Now, if you're new to this coming over from NHL, there really isn't, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, but there's really not overalls in this game. It's not like NHL where you can just, see a guy who's a 90 and then think, oh, well, he should be doing well, plug him in here. It's not like that. You sort of have to like see all their stats. And so David Clarkson, Scott Hartnell has a no trade clause, which is really unfortunate because that contract, oh my gosh, 4.75. I would really love to trade him. You'll have to let me know with no trade clause, like, can we get him to approve the team? What is that situation like? And then this young gentleman, I will botch his name, so I apologize. I'll look it up for next time. But he's a solid defenseman, but for 4.5, he's not really lights out. You know, he's not really a go-getter. You know, he has great all-around stats that you see all green. Yellow, red's obviously terrible. Yellow's all right, but green's good, you know, trending upward. And it's just at 31, he's just a solid player. But for 4.5, it's like he's not a Brandon Dubinsky. I mean, look at Dubinsky. Dubinsky's probably a great signing. But Dubinsky's contract goes up to 5.8 after this year. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. And then Ryan Johansson, he's probably one of their best studs for this team. But again, he's coming up in 2 seasons. And so those are their pieces, but all their money is tied up in like Scott Hartnell, David Clarkson, and I believe David Clarkson's playing. He's playing. He's not who's their gentleman they had before the trade? You guys know who I'm talking about. I think it was Horton. I think his name was Horton, where he's like injured. He's like so he won't count against the cap. But again, their money is tied up. Jack Johnson, he's a great signing. 27, he's in his prime. But really, outside of that, I mean, you have like some decent options. Foligno, Bowl, he's like, you know, but they don't have any like really studs, and their only stud is in net, which is really good for the team. But they sort of don't. I don't know. It's one of those teams where do you sort of like try and scrap, or do you try and like finagle some trades? Let's go into their farm system, and we're just going to look at attributes. You can do this. This is probably one of the better ways to, in Eastside Hockey Manager, see what your options are. And so this is anticipation, creativity, defense, you know, all the same stats. When we click on the players page and you see all these stats, you can see them compared. And so if they have any snipers, this is a wrist shot category. 13 is their highest. Brian Gibbons, 26. So he's not really a stud coming up who's like 19 or 20. This is pretty much as good as it's going to get with this guy. He's probably, I would see him as like, you can plug him in as a fourth liner, but I wouldn't go anything more than that in a fourth liner for the pro team when we have injuries and stuff like that. So general, we're also going to go age. We're going to see who's really young, who's in the farm system, because I don't know too much about Columbus and what they have to offer. They have Marco Dano, and he looks like a young stud. He is a center left wing, so he can do it all. Faceoffs are pretty strong, 13 at 19 years old, so that should get better. He looks like he has a solid base for the future. All his stats are yellow, nothing in red, and everything's green, and really mental. The work rate, 14 at 19, is pretty good. I like the teamwork, too. He's going to get along. Has a little bit of flair in him. He has a little bit of influence, you know, but those things should build, at least in my opinion, throughout time. Kirby, let's take a look at Kirby, 19. He has great mental stats. Physical is decent at 19, but technical, it's all suffering except hitting. So he seems like, I don't know if they do player types like in NHL two-way forward, things like that. You guys will have to let me know. I don't think they do, but Kirby seems like, I don't know what to make of him. We could trade him. I don't know. Columbus fans, you're going to have to let me know what Kirby brings to the table. Alexander Winenberg, solid player for 19. I mean, this guy looks like he'll be a stud, a left wing and a center. His faceoffs are 10, so he could be a type of guy that you can plug in if you're suffering. You know, if you get injury and he's on the wing, you could probably move him to center and still be all right. But I like everything. Teamwork, again, teamwork and work rate are great. Bravery, pretty good, and then acceleration, decent, all in green except strength and balance. But at 19, those should progress. So I look at Alex as definitely a plus. Josh Johnson, really nothing special. Really nothing special. Could use him as trade bait. Oscar, 20. He has the mental. There's something there, and physical. It's all, but that creativity's a 1, son. How? What is this, brother? How do you get a 1 in creativity? I mean, what does that even look like? And then we have a Swede, Forsberg. He'll probably be the last guy. I know I skipped some guys in the middle, but out of those young studs, I would say we only really have like one bona fide, which is Wittenberg. Like one bona fide guy who's going to be a part of the future in the farm system. So from what I saw in the young teens, the farm system is pretty. There's not a lot to do with the farm system. It just looked pretty dry, if I were being honest. And Columbus looks like they just look like they're in middle. What's the thing? They look like they're in. Was it limbo? They look like they're in limbo where they could go up, they could go down. No one knows, and so I don't know what you guys think. And this is the year before, I believe. This is before McDavid, and so this hasn't taken place after the draft. And so keep that in mind. These are free agents, but we can send scouts out, and the scouts, you guys will let me know what you want me to do with scouting. But again, we could send scouts out. I'm not gonna directly say we're gonna tank for McDavid because I don't even think that's possible. I mean, even to get assets in order to pull that off, and plus, I think we have pieces. It's just how are we going to unload the cash that we have tied up in these players to fill that are cheaper and better? That's the challenge with Columbus because, right now they have some money to burn. They have about $6 million, and so we could bring in Wolski right here. He seems like a valid scoring option, and let's just see what we can approach to sign real quick. We'll say he wants to be a star player, sure. I mean, so he wants around the board. He demands an average wage of $3 million. The board will allow 3.6. And so we could bring him in, but again, if I'm looking at trades for Columbus, what I would want to do personally, I'm a big guy for the money. And right now, you're looking at Brandon Dubinsky is going up to 5.8. That is a lot of money. David Clarkson, 5.5, and he's not coming off the books till the 20th. I mean, I would want to figure out a way to unload him. This young man, who I'll look up his name so I know how to say it so I don't sound like an ignorant tool bag, he's being paid 4.5, and he doesn't come off the books for, I think, another 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, he comes up 4 years. And so they have Scott Hartnell's another. They have serious money that is tied up in mediocre talent. And the key to unlocking Columbus, I would say, is trying to unload this money right here. This is just a lot of this money is tied up right here in mediocre talent, and we need to find a way to move that. I'll sell with Scott Hartnell. He can be like a second line guy. He'd be a solid second line. But if you go their tactics, which it's not even set up right now, so we can't even look at the lines. But the lines for offense, I mean, it's mediocre. And you have serious money tied up in mediocre talent, and we can't have that. We got to ship that. So like I said, I'll leave it here for the first video, the first commentary. I'll take a sip of water. I would like you guys to know, where should we move this? Where would be acceptable? Because like I said, the farm system, we seem to have a couple of players that are for the future, that are in their teens, and I may have some young 20-year-olds that I miss, but right now, immediate prospects are few, I would say, and you have serious money tied up in mediocre talent that can't stay, that just if you do, this is money tied up for the long term as well. I mean, this is serious cash. So let's see what you guys think we should do. I'd be interested to get your feedback because I think Columbus is such a tricky team to crack. You know, it's such a tricky team to try and figure out what you're going to do because so much serious money is tied up, like I've said over and over again. So you guys are probably sick of it, of mediocre talent. So we shall see. I look forward to your comments. I hope you guys enjoy this series, guys, because I'm hoping this takes off. I really am. I hope it does well. I hope you guys support it. I hope you guys look forward to it. Like I said, Anisimov, he's a good sign. You know, for till the end of this year for 3.2, that's a reasonable sign. We looked at Savard 23. That's a solid sign for 1.3 for the end of this year. He's not a face-off guy clearly because he's right defense, but even still, he's green and great things like passing off the puck. He's also good at positioning, which is key on the ice. He has a little bit of creative side in him, but teamwork, work rate is great. He's not the fastest guy in the world. He's not the fast, but he seems like a steady like third line anchor. And then who else do they have? Let's look at Jeremy real quick. Jeremy, another decent signing. You know, he has some talent. He's there. And then let's look at Bone Jenner. Again, another great signing, and that's all green, no red, except a couple of yellows. So we have some up-and-coming talent with the farm system. We have some pieces, but what's holding this team back? If they have this type of money invested in stars, or even players that can contribute well and that are, again, stars, they would be a team to look out for. But right now, we have to move this money immediately. That's my opinion. So I'm interested to hear what you guys think because Columbus is a tough nut to crack. But I think we can do it. Let's just go through the mail because we do get some interesting mail. I like this. The expectations, a respectable league position this season. I think that's a decent expectation. Then they give you a little history of the team a little bit, and then the fans are indifferent to hiring Sully on Tap as their new general manager. To great apathy amongst their fans, they feel the appointment fails to show great ambition, but at the same time feel it could be successful given a chance. So they're basically calling me out and you guys out. So hopefully you guys give me some tips. I look forward to your responses and reading them. Hope you guys enjoy this. I am Sully. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.